Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. One big beautiful family. By hitting that subscription button, it's free for everyone. No one's charging you for anything, so it's just a way to help us creators to continue on with these tutorials. And please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. Most of the time I use a 2.75 hook or 3.5, depending on the project that I'm working on and how big I want it to go. If you have a tight tension, use a 2 size hook bigger than your normal so your patterns don't curve. If you're too loose, then go a size or 2 smaller on your hook so it doesn't become too flabby and messy. I also would like to mention I do have a private crochet group. If you're interested to join, you're more than welcome, as long as you have a profile. I also have Instagram and TikTok. If you're stuck in projects and you need help, you could always message me through there. It's much faster for me to answer you or show me your product, what's going on, or where you're going wrong on it. You can take a picture and send it me through there, because YouTube does not accept that. Most of you should already know that. I also have a Facebook group page, I should say. You can follow me through there also. I want to thank again from the bottom of my heart to all of you that have been helping women in need of thread. And for some of you that are considering, please do so. You could either donate through below the video. There's a little bag that says thank you. You can drop in there whatever amount you'd like. It's, you know, we don't have a specific order of an amount that you have to donate. You can do whatever you'd like. Anything counts and it helps, and I thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to get started, and please, if you can share the video, sharing is caring. It helps tremendously to have more people recognize the channel and become part of this wonderful family. Thank you, everyone. Let's get started. Okay, everyone, so lately, I've been getting quite a bit of comments on a pattern that I created quite some time ago, pineapple, which I'll put the picture up here. For some of you that follow me should already know. Most of you have created that pattern because you've left me comments that you really enjoyed. But others of you are having a hard time figuring out the stitch. Now, a lot of times I say turn your closed caption on. You can read what I'm saying and pause, or you know, take notes, of course, or go to the below the video in the description box. There's a 2-minute video that shows you how to slow down the video. You can look at it, and it helps you tremendously by slowing down the video, by turning the closed caption on. These things are extremely important, especially for some of you that are a little bit more slow-paced, which is normal. Not everybody is Speedy Gonzalez like myself, you know, and sometimes I hate myself for it, but it's just been so many years of crocheting that I'm just in my bubble, and I crochet fast, and I know that, and I apologize for that. For those reasons, I tell you to slow down the video, and also tell you to turn your closed caption on. So I'm going to recreate the same pattern. Hopefully, I will get off my little bubble mind and go a little bit more slower for some of you that have a slower pace. Okay, so just for the purpose of the repeat pattern, I'm going to use this light pink, because the pink helps out also seeing the stitch better instead of, you know, doing darker colors. I don't want to go into the white because I did white already, and I don't want to have 2 pictures of the same pattern up. So I'll use the pink. I'll be using a 2.75 hook. This is 4-ply, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. Aunt Lydia number 3 is a little bit thicker, so your pattern becomes a little bit bigger. Okay, you'll need a small one for tucking in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to do the magic circle. If you cannot do it, then you can do a 5 chain depending upon your tension. I don't know how your tension is, if it's loose or tight. You can do a 5 chain if you're loose. If you're tight, you can do a 6 chain. And if you can do a magic circle, well, it works perfect. So I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to do a single This is how I start my double crochet: single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. This is row 1. I'm going to complete inside of this magic circle 16 more double crochets. That's including my single and 2 chains that count as 1 double crochet already. So I have 4. I'll meet you at the end of my 16 double crochet. I've done my 16 double crochet. I'm going to pull onto that string and close it. I'm coming in my second chain. I started with a single and 2 chain for my first double crochet. So on my last chain here, which is the second chain up from the single, I'm going to close it with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same stitch and do a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. Remember I said I usually start my double crochet this way. 1 chain for space. Coming into the next double crochet, next stitch, double crochet. So I'm going to have a total again of 16 double crochet. Only this time I'm going to have a chain space between them, and I managed to tangle up my thread here. This is not where I want to hide my thread at all. So I will have to come down here and pull it. While I'm at it, for some of you that are just learning how to hide it, just go in through the loops back here. That's why you need a small hook. You don't want to put a big hook through these loops. It's going to leave a big space in between them. So take a smaller hook and just pass your thread right in it, and then cut the excess off, and then just fix it a bit and you're good to go. My scissors getting dead, poor thing. Okay, so 1 chain space into the next double crochet, 1 chain into the next double crochet. So we'll have a total of 16 with 1 chain space in between them. So I'm just closing up row 2, 1 chain. Remember, my first double crochet is a single and 2 chains, so I'm going to come in the second one and I'm going to close it in with slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same stitch and do a single, chain 2. That's my first double crochet. 2 more chain for space, 1, 2. Okay, so I have single, 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Coming into the next double crochet, 2 chain space into the next one. So we're having the same repeat row, 16 double crochets, differences. We're having 2 chain space between them. This is row 3. I'll meet you at the end. So we finished row 3. I'm going into row 4. Coming into the center of my 2 chain space with a single and 2 chain. This is my first double crochet, but this time we're going to be doing triple, so I'm going to do 1 more. So single and 3 chains equals my triple. I'm going to do a turn twice on your hook, so you'll have 3 loops on your hook. I'm coming into the next one, into the next space, and I'm going to close it up together. 1, 2, 3 chain. Again, I'm coming into the same space, take out once, that means 2 loops at a time, and 2 loops again. Incomplete. I'm not closing it. I'm coming into the next space, take out 2 loops, take out 2 loops, and now we're going to take out the last 3 loops to close it together. So I'm creating these little V's here, as you can see. Okay, and again, we're going to do 1, 2, 3 chain, coming into the same one, take out 2 loops, take out 2 loops. incomplete. We don't close the last one. We're coming into the next space. Take out 2 loops, take out 2 loops. Now we're going to close it together. Okay? So you're always going to have like these V's. And here you know that there's no chain. You always have to have 2 of them with no chain space and then 3 chain. No chain space and then 3 chain. 1, 2, 3 chain. Come back into the same one. Take out 2 loops. And again, don't close it. This is the V inside of that center there. And come again. Remember I said you'll have one that has 3 chain, the next one, there's no space in between them. Okay, so we're going to do this all the way around the same way. One more time. 1, 2, 3 chain, come into the same one, take out 2, and leave the other one in your hook. Come into the next one, take out 2, and the last 3 loops. Okay? So I'll meet you at the end. So we're almost reaching the end here. 1, 2, 3 chain. Come back into the same one to create your last V in here, right? These are all little V's. And I'm going to come into the next one, even though we have this one, but there's always 2 triples in the same space here. So we started with 1. We need to close that off and close it together. Of course, we need to do those 3 chains to complete this round. So I have my 3 chains, and I'm going to close it right on the center here because there is no chain space on these 2, remember? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need to slow down the video, go ahead. If you need to rewind, go ahead. We're going to come inside of the space here now. Single, 2 chain. This is my first double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, going into row 5. I'm going to create 2 groups, or should I say shell, of 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So it's 2 groups of 2 double crochet and 2 chain space between them. There is no chain space going into the next one. We're going to create these shells all the way around on this row 5. So 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, all in the same space. No chain space, go directly into the next space. Double crochet, another double crochet, 2 chain space, and 2 more double crochet in the same space. So we're creating little shells. I'll meet you at the end. And don't worry, if it's turning a bit like this, don't stress over it, as long as it's a bit. I mean, if you put it down, I'm sure if you stretch it like this, it's almost going flat. But even though it turns a bit, as we go, it starts to pull onto the pattern and it all comes together at the end. What you don't want is to have it flopping like this. That means that you're missing stitches. Your tension's too tight. You will have to always give, when I call out chain 3, you might need to do a chain 4. Your tension maybe is too tight. Or like I said, best always to use 2 size hook bigger than what you're using. So if you're using a 2, go into a 3.5. If you're using a 3, go into a 4 or even a 5, okay? See how you feel with the hook on your hand and how it's pulling through the tension of your thread, okay? So I'm coming into the end and I'm going to close it. I did a single and 2 chains. So on my second chain, that's my first double crochet with a slip stitch. I'm going to walk, I call it the walk, with a slip stitch to the center of this 2 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going into row 6. So single, 2 chain. I'm going to repeat these shells on this row, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, so it's a repeat. The only difference is we're going to have a 2 chain space in between shells. Okay, everything else is a repeat: 2 double crochet, 2 chain space, and 2 more double crochet on the same stitch. 1, 2 chain, coming into the next shell, create your shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So we're going to repeat this all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll meet you at the beginning of row 7. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 6 going into row 7. Row 7 will be exactly the same thing. The only difference is we are increasing on chain stitch here in the shell. So I did the walk with the slip stitch into the center, single, 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. Creating again my second double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain this time in the shells. And creating again 2 more double crochet. Now, I'm going to do a 2 chain space here between shells, but if your tension is too tight, you can do a 3 chain space, okay? So 1, 2, 3 again, and creating my 2 double crochets. So we're repeating row 7 shells, but 3 chain in my shells, and I'm keeping it at 2, but if you need to do 3, then go ahead. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 7. Going into row 8, I'm going to do the walk again, coming into the center of my shell. This row 8, we're going to start the foundation of pineapples. So I'm going to do my first normal double crochet. So I'm going to create my shell, 2 chain, and come back in and do 2 more double crochet. 1, 2 chain. I'm going to do 12 triples inside of my next one. So take out 2 loops and 2 loops and the last loop, and again take out 2 loops, 2 loops, and the last loop. So you're turning twice on your hook. Take out 2 loops, 2 loops, and the last loop. One more time. Take out 2 loops, 2 loops, and the last loop. So we have 4 triples. I need 12. I've done my 12 triples, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Chain 2, and I'm going to repeat my normal shell again. So 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 more double crochet. Now, this will be one side, you know, that you have to afterwards complete one side and complete the other when you finish that one side. Again, chain 2. I'm going to repeat the 12 on this one here also. Take out 2, and the last 2. Turn twice, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Take out 2, and the last 2. And again, we're going to do 12 triple crochets. Okay, so I'll meet you when I'm done. I've done also my 12 triples, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And it's always good to confirm before you go further, because if you don't have the right amount, you will have issues. Chain 2. Creating my normal shell of 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, now this will be one side of the pineapples, and then we'll do exactly the same thing as we did here on here, right? we're going to have 5 shell space in between the next triple that goes on here. So we've already created 1. We'll do 2, 3, 4, and 5 shell space before we do the triple, the 12 triples on this side. So we have 1 shell built already. Chain 2, come in and create your next shell. So this is my second shell. We need 5 total, and that's going to be exactly the same thing once we finish building these 2 on this side. We'll have 5 total shell space between the pineapples here also on this side. Okay, chain 2, come and create your normal shell. So now we are at 3 groups of shell, and we need 2 more. So chain 2 and create 2 more shells. Okay, everyone, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells. I'm going to start the foundation again. Repeat the same thing as we did here. 12 triples and then normal shell, and then 12 triples again, and I already have this one here, so obviously we'll end up creating 4 because we've already started the first shell on that side, right? Okay, so now we're coming in, so you'll have to roll twice on your hook, take out 2 and take out 2, and create your 12 triples again on this side. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. I've done my 12 triples. I'm going to repeat this shell that we did here. Chain 2, repeat your shell exactly how we did on the other side. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. Now we're going to repeat the second pineapple foundation. So triple, make sure you have 3 on your hook, 3 loops, take out 2, take out 2, and again take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2, and repeat your 12 triples. And of course we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 shells to create because we already have 1 created. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 8, going into row 9, where we have the triples on the pineapple. We're going to create triples again. It's going to change a bit here on the shell. So I did the walk into the center. I'm going to create my normal shell here, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. 1, 2 chain. I'm going to do a triple over triple with 1 chain space in between them. So we'll have 12 triples again with 1 chain space. 1 chain and triple. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end here. Okay, everyone, so I've created my 12 triples with 1 chain space. We're going to do the normal shell as we've been doing, 2 chain and normal shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, whoops, and 2 more double crochet, 2 chain, creating again, repeating the shell the same way, not the shell, the triple, 1 chain space, and create your 12 triples, 1 chain, take out 2, and the last 2, 1 chain, repeat everything again. Okay, so I'll meet you on my 12th triple. So I've created my 12 triples again. Now we're going to do 3 normal, or should I say 2 normal shells, and on my 3rd one we're going to create 3 groups of 2 double crochet, 2 chain space between them. Okay, and that will be the same thing on the other side. 2 chain, coming in, doing my normal shell. So my first 2 groups of shells here are normal 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, 2 chain. Still doing my normal. This is my 2nd shell. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. On my 3rd one, it's going to change. 2 chain. I'm creating 3 groups of 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So I have my first group, 2 chain, come back in the same stitch, 2 double crochet. That's my 2nd group, 2 chain, and my 3rd group, 2 double crochet. So we'll have the same exact thing on this side here, on your center one, on the 3rd one, which is the middle. Remember, we have 5 shells, so the 3rd one, from whatever side you want to look at, it's the middle one. Chain 2, and repeat again your normal shell. The other app that I did this tutorial, I didn't know how to do full screen. Took me almost 3 years to figure that out, but thank God I did. And so it should be much better video to see the stitches and the pattern. Okay, chain 2. We're going to repeat the triples as we just done on the other side. 1 chain space and your triples. So we're doing those 12 triples again with 1 chain space between them, exactly how we did here. So we're going to do that. We're going to do our normal shell exactly how we did on this side. And then we're going to do 2 normal shells and then the 3 group of the double crochet on the 3rd one, remembering that we started already with 1 shell, so that's already counted. We'll do a normal here, and of course the 3rd one is this one. Either you come from this side or you come from the other side. It's the 3rd one in the middle. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've created my 3 groups. Actually, I did too much. Thank God I looked. So I've created my 3 groups on the 3rd. So we have 1 2 shell normal, 3 groups, and then the other 2 normal shells. And close it in on your 2nd or 3rd chain, however you start your double crochet. So this will stay in the center. 2 shells on this side, 2 shells, and then 3 groups here. And I have exactly the same thing on this side. 2 shells, 3 groups, 2 shells. Okay, so where the normal shells are, it stays the same. We're just going to change up a bit on this one here. So we're going to do the walk into the center. Single 2 chain. So I'm creating my normal shell. 2 chain. And again, 2 more double crochet. So that's my normal shell. 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm coming in the center between the 2 triples with single. We're starting the pineapple loops. 3 chain, single, 1, 2, 3 chain coming in the center, single, 1, 2, 3 chain coming in the center, single. We're going to do that all the way to the last one. So this is row 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 loops of 3 chain for the pineapple. 1, 2, 3. Create your normal shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain coming into the other pineapple, and start creating your loops again exactly how we did. 1, 2, 3 chain into the next space, single, 1, 2, 3 chain into the next space, single. Okay, so I've created my loops, my 3 chain loops for the pineapple, my normal shell in the center, 1, 2, 3 chain, create my normal shell. Where we have the normal shell, this is where it stays the same. Chain 2, create your normal shell. Chain 2. We're going to create 1 shell in here, 2 double crochet. This is where we have the 3 groups, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. 1, 2 chain space, and create your next shell on the other space, on the other stitch. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. We have to do exactly the same thing on this side. Chain 2, create your normal shell. And we're going to repeat what we just finished doing on this side of the pattern. Okay, so where we have the normal shell, your 3 chain and your loops, and we continue on. So I'll meet you at the end of this row 10. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 10, going into row 11. Now there was some questions on this row 11. So for some of you that are having a hard time, pay attention. So I'm walking in with a slip stitch. I'm doing my normal shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain coming in, doing single, 1, 2, 3 chain. Continue your loops. So I've done my loops for the pineapple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops on this row 11. 3 chains, sorry. Some of you can do a 2 chain if you're too loose. Okay, I think on the other tutorial I did 2, I'm not sure. It depends on my days of my tension. Normal shell. Not every day we have the same tension, people. That's another thing. 1, 2, 3. And create your loops again. 2, 3. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this one. Okay, so I finished doing my loops for my pineapple. 1, 2, and 3. Coming in on my first one here, I'm doing normal shell, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. 1, 2 chain, coming into the second shell, I'm going to start to close in the sides because then we're working only on each side of the pineapples. So I have my 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, coming in the first loops here, and I'm going to close it. I think on the other one I've closed it with single, but this time I'm going to close it with slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Coming still on the same first one I closed in the other one with slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. And again on the same one, closing in with slip stitch. Just so my pattern can close properly here on this shell. I don't want a big gap. On the other one, there's a little gap. And then you continue with the 2 double crochet. 1, 2. Do the same thing on this one here. 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 3 chain, coming in, closing with slip stitch. My picots, 1, 2, 3 chain, coming back into the first one and closing it again. 1, 2, 3 chain, back into the first one and closing it again. And continue to do my 2 double crochets for my shell. 1, 2 chain. I'm going to come in the center of this 2 chain space we did with a single 1, 2 chain. Continue to create your 2 double crochets and your picots exactly like here. 1, 2, 3. Come in on that first one, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Again, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. And again, slip stitch. And then do your 2 double crochets. Okay, so we have one more to do here. We'll have 4 of them. We don't do this one. This belongs to the pineapple. Pineapples have to go like this to close in. And we have to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Chain 2. Create your 2 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Into the first one. Slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. You can close it with single if you like. And 2 double crochets. So now we have closed this side basically, and now we're going to be working from here on, and then once we finish we'll be working the other side exactly the same thing as that side. So we're going to do our normal shell. 1, 2 chain, come in, normal shell, and repeat exactly what we did on the other side. 1, 2, 3, come into the loop. 1, 2, 3 chain, single. 1, 2, 3 chain, single. 1, 2, 3 chain, single. So we're going to do that all the way to the end. We're going to repeat exactly what we did here, right? And then your normal shell on the center over here, then your loops of 3 chain, and we have to repeat 1 normal shell and then close out picot, 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 and picot. We already have one, the first one we created, so we don't need to do anything. We're just going to continue to work the pattern from here on and then come back to this side and finish it up. Okay? 1, 2, 3, single. 1, 2, 3 chain, single. 1, 2, 3 chain, single. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. We're just repeating, don't forget. This one here is a normal shell. and then do your pineapple. Normal shell, exactly how we have here. We only have 4 picots here, groups to do. Okay. Okay, everyone, going into row 12. Slip stitch, going to the center, create your normal shell. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Create your pineapple loops. 1, 2, 3 chain, single, and I'll meet you here at the end of the loops of the first pineapple. So on this row 12, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loops of the pineapple. 1, 2, 3. Create your normal shell. Actually, on the center, we're going to have 3 groups of 2 double crochet. So here's my second group, 2 chain, and my third group, because we need the pineapples to split up, going this way and going that way. Okay, and we'll be doing, once we finish doing this side, we have to create the same thing on the other side. Chain 3, create your loops for the pineapples, the second pineapple. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this one. So I've created my second pineapple loops. 1, 2, 3 chain, and create a normal shell. Now we're going to be working back and forth on this side, and then once we finish this side, we cut our thread, and we're going to work on the other side. So this is going to be like that. It's both gonna go in. So we're going to turn around. We're going to do the walk to the center of this shell. Single, 2 chain is my first double crochet. So I'm creating my normal shell. This will stay the same until the end of the pattern on both sides. This side, the other side, and also on here. Chain 3, create your loops, and I'll meet you at the center here. So I finished the loops on my pineapple. I did my 3 chain. I'm going to create a normal shell here where we have the 3 groups between the both pineapples. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 more double crochet. Chain 2. If your tension's loose, you can do a chain 1 only. And I'm going to create my second group, or my second shell, normal shell here on the other loop where we have the 3 groups. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Create your pineapple loops of 3 chain, single, and then 3 chain. We're doing the shell. We're going to do the walk, as I call it, with the slip stitch, and create a shell. Chain 3. This always stays the same until we do the last 1 loop left. We're going to create the 3 chain shells, and then I'll meet you back here again because it's just a repeat now. Okay. Okay, so did my chain for the pineapple, did my 3 chain, my shell, turned around, did the walk into the center, did my shell, my 3 chains, my loops. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not even going to bother counting rows because now it's just, different count for these ones. Okay, did my first shell on the first loop here. 1, 2. So chain 2, coming in, and I'm going to create 3 groups again in the center of this space here of the 2 chain. So I'm on to my second group, 2 chain, and my third group of 2 double crochet. So I have 3, chain 2, create your normal shell, and do your 3 chain loops for the pineapple. Again, we're going to repeat the same thing, turn around, do the chains for the pineapple, and I'll meet you here on the other side. Okay? Okay, so I've turned around, did my loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, 3 chains, my normal shell. I'm going to do 2 chain, 1, 2, coming into the first space here, create my normal shell, two chain, and on the second one another normal shell, because on the next on the other side, when we come around, we're going to create the triples for the third pineapple there. Chain 2, and again normal shell, and again 2 double crochet, and create your 3 chains for your pineapples. So we'll meet around again on this side when we get here, when you turn around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. You got to make sure you have your 5 loops. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I've turned around. I've done my loops. So we'll have 4 loops. Did my normal shell. 2 chain. Coming in again. Doing my normal shell. Two chain, and I'm going to create my 12 triples in here in the center of the 2 groups. This will be the pointy pineapple. Okay, so create your 12 triples. So I've done my 12 triples, chain 2, and create your normal shell. Now, if your tension is too loose, you can do a 1 chain, because I know it's a little bit tight in there, so it can look a little bit weird, but once we go, it will straighten out. Chain 2, create a normal shell, and then your 3 chains for the pineapple. And then we'll just continue, and then I'll meet you here on the other side. So this is what it looks like. Shell, 2 chain, shell, 2 chain, 12 triples, sorry. 2 chain, shell, 2 chain, shell, 3 chain loops for the pineapples. Okay, everyone, so I've turned around. I have 3 loops left. Created my normal shell. 2 chain, coming in my first shell here, or my second, I should say. 1, 2. Create your normal shell. We're going to repeat the same thing as we did with the first pineapples with the third 12. I don't know why I keep saying 13. 1, 2 chain, coming into the first triple, 1 chain space. Create your 12 triples again, 1 chain space. Okay? and then 2 chain, shell, 2 chain, shell, and then continue with your loops to the pineapples. Okay, so I'll meet you over on the other side because now it's just a repeat. Okay. Okay, everyone, so we have 2 loops, created my normal, so it's just a repeat now. 2 chain and your normal shell. Next row will be a repeat of these shells and 2 chain. Now we're going to go in, create our 1, 2, 3 loops for the pineapples in between the triples like we did on the first pineapples. 1, 2, 3. So it's just a repeat now. Going to do the same thing on here. Shell, 2 chain, shell, 3 chain, and the loops. Next row is the same thing. You should have 1 loop left. So I'm going to meet you at the end of the next row because it's just a repeat, okay? Okay, everyone, so I've done my other row exactly the same. So we have 3 rows the same way. Actually, all these rows are the same way. Okay, and then I've turned around. Here we're doing 4 chains. I have just restart that again. There's 1 loop left. If we count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows from here. Okay, not the ones counting here. Okay, so basically we did 8, 9, 10. I can't remember. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we did up until row 11, and then row 12 started to be on its own back and forth. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. Come into your last loop on the pineapple. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. And just repeat the same thing as we've been doing. Normal shell. Your 2 chain. Normal shell. And 3 chain for the pineapple. Okay, and then it will be the same thing here. We're repeating exactly the same thing, just normal shell and 2 chain. Only 3 chains for the pineapples. All right. Okay, everyone, so I've turned around, did my single, my 2 chain, gonna create my shell, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 more double crochet. I'm going to come in directly into the next one because we're closing out the first pineapples that we did. Creating normal shell again and doing 1, 2 chain. Doing your shell. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And continue your pineapples, or pineapple I should say, and do the same thing. Your shell, your 3 chain your shell, 2 chain shell, and then go directly into the next one. We're going to turn around, create another shell, but I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did this side too. Okay, turn around, create your normal shell. So slip stitch into the center. Now this time we're going to close out these 2 shells with picots, okay? So do your 2, 1, 2, 3. Go on your first one, 1, 2, 3, and back into the same one. 1, 2, 3. Close out your picots with slip stitch, or you can close out with single. It's up to you. I'm closing them out with slip stitch. So we have the first one then, coming into the second one, and repeat the same thing. Do your 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3 chain, picot, 1, 2, 3 chain, picot, 1, 2, 3 chain, picot. Again, complete your shell. Okay. 1, 2 chain, and do your normal shell. And your 3 chain for the pineapple. When you get to the end, you will have to do the same thing here, exactly what we just finished doing. So we can close out these 2 pineapples, and we're just going to continue to work on the last one up top. Okay, you guys, so I finished my last 2. I'm going to cut my thread. And I'm going to do the slip stitch knot, which I did. Turn around. You want to make sure that you're always following the same pattern, going back and forth. I'm going to come in my shell here, create my shell. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. So basically you're just going to be working on this pineapple up until here, of course, and then back and forth, okay? And then I'll meet you when we have, when we finish to complete one left, okay? Exactly how we did here. So once we finish to complete one left, I'll come back to you on that. So it's just a repeat shell and 3 chains all the way until your last loop. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much did all the way to my last loop. Turned around, did my shell. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 chain, exactly how we had done with the other ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And create your shell. Turn around, go into the center, create your shell again, because we need to close out this pineapple, which is the last one, of course. So I've created my shell, and I'm going to come in directly, exactly how we did with this one here. So we're just closing it out now. Two chain, 2 more double crochet, turn around, go into the center again, but do your slip stitch, your walk, create your shell, your 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3 chain, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3 chain, 1, 2, 3 chain, always into the first one. Why is it every time we're getting to the end, we always seem to have an issue with the stitches? I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it happens to me quite often. I don't know. So again, coming in directly, and do again your picots. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so pretty much finished doing. Now, you have to go exactly over to the other side and do exactly the same thing. So you would have to start your shells and continue and repeat everything we just finished doing on this side. You can use markers and follow through your rows, or you can just rewind the video and follow through exactly what we just finished doing. I want to thank every single one of you. I hope this video helped some of your questions that some of you have made comments on, and I'm sure the video should be full screen at this point so you can see better the stitch. And you can also hit your screen and it gives you a zoom in. That's another trick too. If you're using especially a tablet, you can hit on your tablet, like tap twice, and it zooms in to the stitching and so on. Okay, so thank you everyone. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. I send you much love and much hugs. Bye-bye. Until next time.